Thokozani bogogo nabomkhulu, thokozani bantwana bedlozi. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Hi everyone. Ugogo Mukhadi okhulumayo. So, today guys, just a quick video. I'm going to teach you guys about UkuPhahla. I'm going to cover what it is, what it does, and most importantly, how to do it. So, what is UkuPhahla? UkuPhahla is an act that we do to communicate with our ancestors. It is not a prayer. UkuPhahla, it is a form of communication with our ancestors, or what other people will call spirit guides. Okay, because we believe that God is the center, the beginning of everything, and then we have our ancestors who relay our messages to God, the same way that you would pray or ask your guardian angel to relay your messages to your God. So that's what it is when we say UkuPhahla. Okay, what does UkuPhahla do? UkuPhahla opens up the channels of communication between you, your ancestors, and God. UkuPhahla is a sacred space. UkuPhahla is an intimate practice. UkuPhahla is supposed to be uplifting. So when you go UkuPhahla, you have to go ngenhliziyo evulekile. The most important thing about UkuPhahla is the heart. Okay, mawunenhliziyo egobekile, you will not see fruition in anything that you ask. And this goes with any religion, any culture, right? Your heart has to be in it. Your heart has to be pure. Don't do it if you're doing it half-ass. Don't do it if you feel that you are made to do it. Don't do it if your heart is not in the right space. I'm going to give you the basics of UkuPhahla. Sniff. Tobacco. You can use the BB, you can use the sniff, you can use any form of tobacco. I'll explain why just now. Number 2, water. Just plain water. Enamel cup. If you don't have an enamel, if you don't have this, then use a plastic cup. I phakathi with glass, I phakathi all these funny things. It's either libikiri or plastic. Or phakathi kwekhamba. Okay, so what you do, and this is something that you would do if uphahla outside. You find a tree in your yard, a nice, you'll see, you find a tree in Mbilo where you can see what lapha there's life. It could be in the center of the house, it could be in a corner, but make sure what it's not a tree where if you've got dogs, they go and they go and bayokakela khona. It must be a space that is kept clean, and you must take responsibility of that space, because now you're inviting your ancestors to reside there. You're saying, Uguti, this is where you guys will sit. So you wouldn't want them to sit in the engqodile. So utela isnave in your left hand. Bese uyasithatha with your right hand. You call your ancestors. You call your father's surname. You call your mother's surname. Thokozani bogogo nabomkhulu, ngibiza nina bakazi banibani, ngibiza nina bakazi banibani. Don't worry if you don't know one of your parents' surnames, because there is something that we say to counter for that, right? So you are calling them. You introduce yourself. Mina nguzbanibani wakazibanibani, ngizalwa uzbanibani nozbanibani. Okay? After that, now you start to round up all your ancestors and you say, ngibiza amadlozi amancane namadala. Ngibiza amadlozi engwaziyo, laba engibaziyo. Do you see? So that's why we're saying that it doesn't matter if you know or don't know one of the other of your parents, because you're now saying that those that I know must go and call those that I don't know. After you have called all your ancestors, after you have stated your intention, then what do you do when the visitor comes to your house? The first thing that you do, you offer them something to drink, which is where the water comes in. Basics. You are pouring on the ground as you're speaking. It doesn't matter what language that you speak. And then you speak everything that you want. Thokozani bandabadala, bogogo namkhulu, ngizocela bogogo namkhulu, ngizoshweleza. Kepha phambi kokuthi ngizocela bogogo namkhulu, manixolise bandabadala. Ngiyaxolisa bogogo namkhulu kukonke engikenzile. La ngawona khona bogogo namkhulu. Ngumntana wenu, amaphutha ngiyawayenza. Okay? we have apologized, and now we are asking for everything that we want. The first thing that we ask for, guys, impilo. Guys, awugijimeli ukuyocela imali, umshado nani before. What good are those things if awuphili? What good are those things if you're sickly? What good are those things if you're dead? You know, so sicela impilo. First and foremost, uzicelela impilo. Ucelela nomndeni wakho impilo. Excuse me, right? And then you can ask for everything. Bogogo nabomkhulu, bantu abadala niyanicela bogogo nabomkhulu, emsebenzini akhambi kahle bantu abadala. Mangabe ilanga melanga ngibe khona, mangabe ilanga mele ngibe khona, ngilungiseleni bantu abadala. Ngamkela konke ningenzela kona bantu abadala. Angithi, you don't give idlozi instruction. You ask, because bona, they know what is ahead of you. When you could be asking for them to keep you in the job, meanwhile they've got something better for you. Okay, so ask, but with the understanding yoguti, it's all in their hands. Okay, now masase asithi uyophahla, there's different places zokuphahla. Ungaphahla ejardini, ungaphahla nangaphakathi endlini, ungaphahla also emanzini, ungaphahla esigangeni, ungaphahla isdulini. Isduli is an ant hill. Ungaphahla entabeni. There's different places, and those places serve different needs as okuphahla. Okay, mina personally, mangiphahla like ekhaya every day, I choose ukulayita ikhandlela. I'm going to actually go through the candles and what different candles mean. Kodwa mangiphahla, I make sure that I've got a white candle engiyilayitile ekhaya before no phahla, because ngiyakhanyisa. I'm calling my ancestors to the light. So that's what I do, mina. I use my white candle, ngiyalighta. Impepho, guys. Impepho is to clear evil spirits. Asizwaneni. Impepho, mina ngokwazi kwami, I busy idlozi. Impepho is to clear the air. That's why you can use impepho, you can use sage, you can use incense. Because what are you trying to do? You're trying to clear the air. That's what you're trying to do. So you light impepho yako. You go room by room in the house. You speak. Magdete bumnyama kuvela ukhanya. Bantu abadala ngiyanimema la nizohlala khona kukhanye bogogo namkhulu. Uyalight impepho yako. It's optional. You don't have to. Not everyone uses impepho. I don't use it all the time, depending on how I feel the air is. So those are the basics of uphahla. Isnef, amanzi, basic. When you want to clear the air, then ulayita impepho. When you want ukhanyisa, ulayita ikhandlela lakho elimhlophe. Now when you start doing offerings, there's different offerings that you can give amadlozi wakho. We all know what means namadlozi wabogogo. You can have a plate, again, or is it just something like this, or a woven, I don't know, a woven whatever. Ufaka fruits wako. You can have sweet. You can have utshwala. Loku the favorite yabantu abadala. You can have beer. You can have cold drink. Kodwa ungafaki cold drink emnyama. Faki cold drink ekhanya yabo spaleta, yabona lezi sweet, not cold drink emnyama. So you can also have anything that you knew abadlozi wakho would like. The more specific the offerings, the better. Like mina, I knew ukuthi babam uthanda beer eso. So when I go singenza ama offering, then I make sure ukuthi kune beer enjalo. Another thing, umqombothi. Utshwala besintu. But if you don't have utshwala besintu, there are other alternatives. You can substitute. Uyakwazi ukuthatha impuphu, or you can take umdoko brown, umdoko wamabele, uyawupheka, uyawumanzisa, and you offer it to them. It serves the purpose of ini utshwala besintu. Okay, that's if you don't have it at hand. But if you do, use it. If you can, use it. We're not here to take shortcuts, because now when they give us gifts, so those are the things, those are the basic things that you need to have when uyophahla angithi, and then mawucedile ukuphahla uyasho ugogo namkhulu ngithokozile manikwazile ukuba nami, ngithokozile ugogo namkhulu mani ngiphe ithuba lokuthi ngihlangane ngikhulume nani, ngicela ukuthi nibe nami ningivikele kuzonke ingozi, ngibonge futhi kakhulu ugogo namkhulu ngokuvikela impilo yami ngoba abaningi abasekho kodwa mina nisasenami ugogo namkhulu. Uyabonga guys, uyabonga for yonke into. Okay, remember it's the heart that counts. Hliziyo yakho mayivuleke, ungayophahlela ukuthi your neighbor ubheka kabi, ungayophahlela ukuthi usibani angatholi umsebenzi, ayisebenzi kanjalo. Okay, so now I want to get into the issue yamakhandlela and what different candles mean. Okay, I mentioned ikhandlela elimhlophe earlier on. White candle. White candle illuminates all other candles. White candle is for purity. White candle represents yourself. White candle represents light. White candle represents life. Yellow candle, la sesiphakamisa ini isithunywa. La siphakamisa umoya. La siphakamisa umuntu mhlambe mika kubo uphume esontweni. Abantu meka abantu besonto, abadlozi wakho meka abantu besonto, sebenzisa ikhandlela lelona eliyelo. O mhlambe amaphupho wakho uyawakhohla, awakhumbuli kahle, you use a white candle. Green candle, la you are asking for worldly things. This represents umnotho, this represents fertility, this represents imali, umsebenzi, izinto ezinjalo. Anything that is worldly. We are talking about material things. Blue candle, la siphakamisa amadlozi asemanzini. Siphakamisa amadlozi afele emanzini, siphakamisa unzunza, siphakamisa any spirit esihambisana namanzi. Okay? Red candle, protection. If you are fighting, if you kunezimpi that you find yourself fighting, spiritual wars, if we are lwisiwe emsebenzini, red candle is what we use. Okay? Okay. Kunamanye amakhandlela, there are other candles that we use to represent different things. Purple candle. Purple candle, you use it if you're wanting to connect with your royal ancestors. So mangabe you are from royalty, mangabe you are from chieftaincy, mangabe you want to connect with that side of your family and you know Wuti there is that royal bloodline, then you use a purple candle. Gold candle. La sesigijimisa umnotho. La sesiphakamisa izinto eziserious. And there's a reason why liscarce le candlela unless you go to specific shops. There's a specific way to use this candle as well. Asiyisebenzisi nje nanje. Okay, so again, like I said, amakhandlela ahambisana nenhliziyo yomuntu. Inhloso yakho will guide you into knowing which candles that you use. So in terms of combinations, mangabe umuntu womoya, mangabe you are struggling to remember your dreams, mangabe ufuna ukuphakamisa umoya wakho, mina I like this combination. It's a very nice combination. Okay, this as well is a good combination. Uphakamisa umoya, kuhlanganisa amadlozi. Okay, when you're using amakhandlela, you can either use 1 candle, 3 candles, 5 candles, or 7 candles. You don't just choose any number randomly. Okay, 1 candle is for basics nje wena uyophahla usekhaya uyaziphahlela uyazilayitela ikhandlela lakho eli1. Okay, and then 3 candles. I like 3. 3 represents completion. 3 has a beginning, a middle, and an ending. 3 is a good number. 5 candles. Number 5 represents mercy. So let's say mhlambe you are going into a very, very tough situation and you're needing mercy, you can use 5 candles. You can double candles. You don't have to have different colors. You can double your white candle. If mhlambe vele kuyalwiwa kule situation, mhlambe yalwisiwa, you can double i-red yakho to have that protection ngapha nangapha. So i7 kaningi we see it esontweni or kaningi spiritual healers. 7 is perfection. I personally I hardly use E7 because I feel that nothing in my life has reached that stage. So I hope guys ukuthi this at least gives you an idea of what it is for ukuphahla. Nithandazeni futhi guys, siyathandaza siyaphahla. Thokozani.